Under the buzzer there with that one. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
When we start the program, there's a little countdown that happens, and Amy grabbed a sip of some lovely beverages. How are you doing, Amy?
I am fantastic, Jeff. I am in my hotel room in Connecticut.
You're still in Connecticut in your
I'm
hotel room?
Still in Connecticut. Oddly enough, in the same set of clothes.
Me too. Sitting in the same place.
It's weird.
What do you mean? You mean like we might have like done something back to back? And
it's like we did back-to-back filming.
What? This is sneaky. I should change shirts just to make it fancy.
Should we throw people off and change our clothes?
Yes. Then you spin the camera around on another wall. Here's another wall.
Here's another one. There's no other place to
There's no other wall. That looks good. All right.
Jeff, you know, I had to move a lamp in order to film this in my hotel room. I had to move a lamp. You would think...
It's because of the professionalism and the dedication to the Stereoscope Rewind. I have to do that every time now. Thank you. Got it right. Stereoscope Rewind, that we're here to bring you entertainment, people. The lengths we go to. Connecticut lamps. That's all I have to say.
I mean, you would think that if you were sitting at a desk, there would be an outlet, but there,
no.
Lo and behold, there was not.
No, okay, that hotel needs to work on more outlets.
There's only two.
Well, I look forward to when we're all done with this, I can just see you moving it back to the bed, so at least you can charge next to the bed later.
Oh my God, we'll see. I had to climb behind furniture to do this. I smushed my face in between the wall and a TV stand to get this plugged in. I was literally like, and I'm old enough now to where if like I stretch for too long in some weird angle that my neck cramps up.
Sure.
So I was just stretching and trying to plug it in, praying that I didn't get a neck cramp.
No, I'm with you. I cleaned my bathroom today and had to sit down for a minute afterwards. The shape I'm in is amazing. I was all sweaty. I was like, I'm going to have to shower before the show tonight. And I did. You're all welcome.
Welcome to Stereoscope Rewind with Jeff and Amy.
Who need to stretch and go on more walks. Tonight, we will talk about Amy's favorite, because it's not stressful at all for her. The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 3.
Spoiler alert, post-Joel.
It's post-Joel. I was talking to my sister today, and she's at a convention, and they were in a round table, and someone brought that up, and someone in the room went, "What? Spoiler alert!" And I was just like, "Oh, that would stink."
No.
They were in she's at like a convention in Miami, and yeah.
You know what?
Someone brought it up like in a room full of people. It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks.
I get it.
Yeah.
But like, if you're not up to date on it, snooze, you lose, bro. Like, get on it.
I mean, yeah. And the thing about Last of Us, when people get like spoilers, I mean, the game is almost 5 years old. Like, none of these huge surprises are surprises. It's not like Game of Thrones where it was like lined up. But I know some people aren't in the video game world, so I get that.
Yeah, but I read the Game of Thrones books, and even it deviates a lot from the books. Okay. There's a lot of details that you miss.
Sure.
And so, like, for people that don't...
Yeah. They don't do video games. Like, my sister doesn't play video games at all, so...
Yeah, I didn't play video games, and
yeah.
Jeff was just hanging out, waiting for my life to get destroyed. And
I was waiting for everyone's life to get destroyed, because I watched episode 1 and I'm like, and then I was thinking, do they do it in episode 2 or 3? And I go, probably 2 next year. Probably next week, the internet will be lit on fire. And in the world of Last of Us, it was a little on fire. Poor Joel.
I was so depressed last week. Seriously, that whole thing with Joel/Pedro happened.
Yeah.
And then I finished a book series that I've been reading.
Yep.
And that I wanted to fling the book across the room. And then I had a memorial service on Saturday. And I was like, this is the saddest week of my freaking life.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I'm so sorry. Well, that's not good. Hopefully we can liven it up with a nice positive ending. Oh, no, it's Last of Us. Never mind.
Yeah, with a freaking revolver and a horse. Thanks.
Well, I'm very sorry for your downer week. I'm very sorry.
That's okay. I'm in Connecticut.
Oh, okay. That's right. You're in Connecticut now.
I'm in Connecticut. I'm just going to walk out into the woods, get bit by a bug.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, and then you're going to be the new clicker? Like, you're the one that's going to bring us all down?
Yeah, I'm just going to hide in the trunk of a tree and infect everyone in Connecticut.
Oh, man. That's where it's going to start. Okay. That'll work. Good thing you're way over there. I'm way over here somewhere.
That was my intention.
Oh, that was your intention? Okay, good. I like it. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you think? Okay, let's start it off. What did you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that you and I kind of both discussed that it was going to be a little bit of a fluff episode, a setup episode.
I call them bridge episodes. They bridge you to the next thing.
I think that's a much nicer term.
Mm-hmm.
A bridge episode. I didn't not like it.
Okay.
I thought it was very reminiscent of the first episode when Abby is at the Fireflies grave and she's mourning her father. And then you see Ellie at the grave mourning her father.
Mm-hmm.
I loved a little twist when the homophobic dude helped them get out.
Yep.
And, Dina was on board, of course, as we kind of knew from previews.
Yeah.
I liked the setup. I'm curious to see what that tribe is. I really love that they are kind of going totally off grid.
Yeah, they had tribes in the first game in season 1 they showed other people and how they were kind of like how they're mentally dealing with the end of the world and what keeps them together.
Yeah.
And so that tribe is definitely another way of like, the people in, back where came from, Dina and Ellie, where they came from, they were dealing with it, trying to make life normal again. And then the religious group was trying to do it with a prophet, looking towards the power of someone else or something else.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I think they were called the Scars or something, because that's why they had the scars. They scar their face.
Mm-hmm. I liked that.
Yeah.
I do think that... For me, every time I watch one of these episodes now, I'm like, when's someone going to jump out? Where's somebody going to jump out from something?
Well, that's the whole game.
I know. And I know that's the point of it. But, I know, but I'm just waiting for jump scares, and I think maybe it would benefit me to watch episodes multiple times.
That makes sense. So you watch it once for all the jump scares and stuff, and then you go back and watch for the actual story.
For the details.
Yes.
Yeah. So I might start doing that.
Yeah, those aren't hard to watch twice. No.
What do you think of it, Jeff?
I agree with you. Bridge episodes are always a little bit like woof, but I felt like and I like to watch that little sum up thing. If you go to the end of the episode, past the credits, they bring on the producers and the director. I like watching those, so I like their thoughts on it, where they got to have a funeral, because in the game we didn't really have a funeral for Joel. Like the game is very action driven, so like the game he dies and then she's just kind of on her way with Dina, and there's no chatter in the town, there's no like asking for permission, there's none of that. You just kind of like are on your way. And so I liked the town council meeting. Once again, the group trying to make life normal as they can. So there's like a council and there's voting, but I mean, deep down we all knew Ellie. We all knew that
she's gonna go.
Ellie's going. She's going whether you like it or not. Like she has nothing more. Yeah, But I enjoyed the small moments they had. Like I have my notes over here. This helps me. The Catherine O'Hara playing Gail, the counselor. I love the scene where she's just sitting in the ballpark.
In the baseball.
She's in the baseball field, just having beers and
just getting drunk.
Yeah, and was Tommy. Tommy comes over and she's like, "Want a beer?" I get him from the mayor, or the sheriff. I forget who, but it was someone official. And she's like, "I get him from the sheriff," and he pulls out a beer and they start talking And I enjoy that as long as they've all been together, they still learn something new. Because he was like, I didn't know you like baseball. And she's like, yeah, I had season tickets. I went every year. I loved baseball. And like, I don't know how long they've been here, like 8 years or so, but like that she's never brought up baseball to anyone, or at least Tommy. I thought that was kind of fun. Like you can all because I'm sure like the town looked big, but I'm sure it's small. So,
well, even if you think about it, when it first starts, the first episode, and then after all that happens is 20 years later.
Yeah.
So this is, 25 years later.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was fun, that there was things that I feel like there's a point where I feel like you would know a lot about each other, especially people that are kind of in the leadership. I would put Gail as someone who's part of the leadership because it seems like she's the only trained counselor in town. And since Tommy is on, like, basically runs the city council, I feel like they would have interactions more than just business wise. And I loved that scene in the baseball field. I just thought it was adorable, and how she was having beers, and I just thought that was cool.
I loved how she said, I'm a psychotherapist and I'm supposed to have someone to talk to. And yet I'm the only one here. So she just carries everyone's burdens and has no one to talk to. She's just like, well, this is why I'm an alcoholic and I smoke a lot of weed and I'm just chilling and listening to everyone's problems. And I'm just going to carry all of this. And that's why I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, this is how it works. This is my lot. This is my lot, and this is how we're doing it.
She's the best. I love her character.
Yeah, she's not in the game at all, so that's a fun character, the Gale character. And if she is, it's small, and I don't remember, which is totally impossible since it was 5 years ago. But, yeah, I love that Catherine O'Hara is in this, and I love that she's the counselor. I love that opening sequence where, Ellie's, like, just lying through her teeth. And then he was like, I saw you at the council meeting. What'd you think? And she goes, oh, her? She's lying through her teeth. That was a lot of bull crap. You know what I mean? Like, it was just funny to me. But,
yeah, and he's like, there's a difference between lying and a liar. And she's like, yeah, she's a liar. She's definitely a liar.
Yeah, totally. So, and then the other scene I liked was I decided everyone in their life needs a Dina.
She's great.
Everyone needs a Dina in their life. I don't care who it is, but you need that person in your life that's just like, you need shovel and tape. Where? What time? And I'll be there. I call those people shovel and tape people, where like I have no plans on using a shovel and tape in my life. I really don't. Internet, FBI, leave me alone. But there's things in your life sometimes you just need help, and you just want people not to just show up and help you and not judge you.
Yeah.
And Dina's that person where she showed up, and then she's like, she had them, and then Ellie was being all secretive, like no one knew she was making this big plan.
Yeah.
And I love this scene where Dina comes in and she's
medical supplies.
So this is what you're doing, huh? There was enough armory there. Like, how is she gonna carry all that armory? Like, there was just no way. Like, there's no way. And then she's like, I don't know how to get there. And she's like, I got a map. And then she got a map.
You. Already mapped it out.
Let's go. I got a map. And then Snoqualmie Pass. I've driven over it when I was working up in Seattle. That is quite a pass to get over. So I'm proud they made it. And it's scary in your car. I can't imagine a horse. But yeah, I just love Dina, and I love how on board she was, and like she I mean, they both got to know they may not return.
Right.
So like they know leaving this might be the last time they ever see the city, the people they know, the people that I'm sure Bella liked. I mean, I keep using her real name, Ellie. I'm sure Ellie liked at least one other person besides Dina and Joel there, and so she'll never see that person again, And I don't know a lot about Dina's backstory, but I'm sure she had family and friends because she seemed like a likable person.
I mean, I loved that when she showed up with cookies, she was like, I loved him too,
Yeah.
Like, you're not the only one suffering. Like, I know you have history with him, but I was also close with him. So let's get this shit done.
Let's get going.
Yeah.
Well, and I also, like, when I watched the after show thing with the producers, I did like how the producers threw in that, like, a lot of people died that day. And it is something that I think story forgets to tell you. Like, when, like, a main character dies, not your main character is not someone else's main character. I felt like someone else lost a husband, a wife, a child. And so I liked how they threw that in there. And I just agreed with them that, if you're watching the episodes, go through the credits and watch the stuff after. It really brings in some fun stuff.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So what about some predictions? Well, can you give predictions?
I can't give you any.
Okay, well,
but I did like one other small thing I dug is how they did get into Seattle quick, because a lot happens in Seattle. This is where a lot of the story happens.
I'm so glad they didn't.
Yeah, I appreciate we're gonna get. We have two episodes of them in the woods trying to run away from things. Like, I didn't want to do that. Let's get right to it. This episode, season 2, or like the second game, is a lot more about the people that are not infected than it is about the infected. The infected are there to cause trouble, but the story is more driven around the people who are not infected, like the wolves, the Ellie and the Dina versus the wolves, because we kind of see that at the end when they're all marching through the city, and like they're not a small army, they're sizable.
Yeah, I don't know how much I like that, and I want to say that only because I am really curious about the intelligent clickers.
I'm not saying they don't come and play. Don't worry, there'll be clickers. There's always clickers. I'm just saying, like, you know.
I saw in the trailer for next week that they're in some, I don't know, room thing with red lights, and it's real scary. Woo! And Dina is pointing the revolver at Ellie. So I'm assuming at some point she sees Ellie get bit.
Yeah, that's the assumption I got. Where
yes,
and then she's gonna have to explain the whole thing to her.
Look at this scar. Look at this scar. I got bit. So I am looking forward to seeing how that plays out, because Dina is probably the most logical person that we have on the show. So yes, I'm curious 100%. To see her reaction and like how she's like, well, we got to tell somebody. We have to, and who knows what'll happen with the wolves.
Do I have to kill you now? Like, do I have to kill you now? Like, is it all over? Am I alone now in Seattle, far, far away?
Yeah, and maybe they'll put the connection with, because Ellie still doesn't know what Joel was so upset about when Catherine O'Hara, Gail mentions to Ellie, oh, he said that he betrayed you, but that he also saved you. Yeah. And so I wonder if that will start a cascade of effects where, you know, Dina breaks it down and they figure it out together.
Right.
So who knows? I'm very excited to see where the season goes.
And I love that last shot with them on the horse up on the, I'm assuming that was the I-5 looking towards town. Well, they came in from the east, so it was probably I don't know. Anyways, was it 2:15? Anyways, forget it. We can look it up later.
Anyways,
I loved the shot of them looking over the city, how it looked peaceful and happy and like, oh, it's beautiful, because Seattle from a distance is a beautiful city. So yeah, like you got the water on both sides, the Puget Sound and the lake, and so it's a beautiful place. And then it's like, and then you just know deep in your heart, like, it's not that. There's problems.
There's so many things hiding.
There's so many things hiding. And then they cut to that scene with the army going by, and then you're like, on top of the wolves, I'm sure there's clickers. So it's like, we're gonna deal with that too.
So many things.
I know.
I'm excited.
I look forward to it. I'm enjoying watching you try to figure it out. I did read today that there is a season 3. So it looks like we're not going to get it all the way to this. We're not going to get all the way to the end. So,
I mean, I would hope so. If they only had 2 seasons, I'd be like, what the hell? Are we rushing this like the end of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, no. There's a lot of story left, and so I was very happy to read there's going to be a 3rd season, because, yeah. So exciting.
We got through our bridge episode.
You had to have it. You had to show honor to Joel as a character. You had to show honor to the city. And I liked the scene in we kind of had a little funeral for Joel with her kneeling down in the grass.
The coffee beans.
Yeah, the coffee beans, the whole bit. I liked all of that. And now we're in Seattle. We'll see where that takes us next week.
We'll see. Thank you for listening to Stereoscope Rewind. Please like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, please. And don't forget to give a review and all that stuff.
Only good ones, though.
Yeah.
We don't want any bad ones.
I mean, we're pretty amazing. So come on, people. Do us a solid.
Get with it.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later.
Thanks, everyone. Toodaloo.